Well, good morning. This is Hiro again. We are working on Bonniwa in a concrete tray. I had to make these concrete trays, maybe 20 years ago, just to keep the costs down. Actually, as a container, it's not very pretty. But see, in these Bonniwa, you only see this outer edge, so it doesn't matter. In fact, rougher the edge, more natural it looks. So anyway, the main purpose of today is to say, okay, let's get this back in shape again. Well, this was looking decent about 2 months ago, and look at all those wild shoots. So that's what we're going to be doing today or this morning. Just get rid of this random growth and then make it like it should be. Hopefully we get the holiday season coming up and people will be more interested. So today is smack in the middle of September. This year was not as bad as last year. We didn't have as much of the very hot days, and it's starting to cool off now, which is good. On these maples, it depends on how it gets cool in terms of changing color. It seems like when there's a sudden drop in temperature, it has a better chance of fall colors. But even that's not for sure. It's just a matter of luck. Just taking those off gets back to our basic shape. Oh, look at this thing here. This came on later. This humongous thing is shooting across. Got rid of that. See? So as long as you have a great start, and I keep emphasizing that individual trees should have this taper and movement and the root flare, right? Then even when it gets out of hand, it comes right back. Those of you that did not put any shape on it, then you have a different set of problem. But most of my stuff here is well trained along the way so that, yeah, even when it gets out of hand like this, it'll come right back. Okay, seems like my camera is flashing. I'm running out of memory card space, so I'm going to switch to another one. But before then, yeah, this one is a little bit too long for being a back branch, right? Boop. And then our apex, always the apex. Keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't ruin this nice taper. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, there's quite a few trees in there, right? So we want these to have distinct individual shape. So I need to tighten up on the So if this was early in the year, we could cut back more severely. But now we're getting to the point where the regrowth becomes very slow, and we don't want to be stripped down so much that there's not much foliage, because we're going to see if this will change color. And so you got to change your pruning style based on the season and what you're trying to accomplish. And on the maples, it's always about, can we get that beautiful color? And we go through all that trouble and it just kind of falls off, which is also a reality. Okay, so it's starting to shape up now. And then we have this grass that's getting kind of on the too heavy side. And I think I showed you in the past videos, but you just pluck if you use shears, then you look like it's been pruned, which it is. So you're just gonna grab hold, and especially the bigger ones, just pull those out. Then you have the nice smaller one. In about 2 to 3 years, we will take these out, divide it, and put it back, because it'll keep spreading, and then all the pulling will not accomplish what you need. But for the first 2-3 years, all you have to do is just keep pulling these off. In the garden, the landscapers, they just shear the whole thing, and it's really not the right technique because of the way these grow, these spiky, right? So if you had it in the landscape, you should go in and pull it out, divide it, and put back about 1/3. So much easier when it's in miniature like this, right? So all the time I was landscaping, I was doing pretty good, but you know what? I don't miss it because of the physical aspect. I mean, it feels good when you get done, but you get the same satisfaction doing these in miniature, and it's so much easier. Okay, these are weeds, so I'll go ahead and pull those out, but I don't think you really need to see me actually pull these out. I'm just going to take my tweezers, just in case some of you really want to see what I'm going to do. You got to find individual weed and pull them out. See? Isn't this exciting? You want to watch me for the next 10 minutes pulling these out? Well, that's one of the beauties of being on video. I could edit. Now, if I did this on live stream, you're going to be sitting here watching me pulling these weeds. And how boring can that be? So anyway, I'm going to turn off the camera, get this done, and then get back to you. Do you see the difference? Take a look over here. Well, it had 6 trees, so I cut 3 of them out. Now it reads better. Well, before there was so much trees, you couldn't see the rock work and things like that. And it's really hard to do that because it was growing so nice and healthy, but it needed to be modified, so I cut it out. I think it's much for the better. A couple other things. That bamboo spigot wore out, so I had to put a new one in. Right there. And then, well, if you've been watching this progression, we had a different lantern. Well, what happens is these lanterns are raku, or fairly low fire. So they're great artistically, but it doesn't hold up to wet and cold. When it gets wet and it freezes, then it falls apart. So I think the Ishizukuri series, where we're making those out of stone with mortar, will hold up so much better. But I was trying to come up with a right size proportion, and I was doing the ceramics. The water basin ceramic is easy to make, not so easy with the rock, because the drill bits, it'll do it, but it takes so much time, and some rocks are so heavy that it's well, it will work eventually, but it takes a long time, versus I made a lot of those with the ceramic. But anyway, I think we're kind of done with this cleanup. So like I said, this is middle of September, and should have enough time for, and then we have enough foliage so that hopefully it'll change color. That's what I'm hoping for during the holiday season. And when it's got this really striking maroon, it could be anywhere from yellow to maroon, or they just turn out brown and fall off. But anyway, that's the fun part of Japanese maples and trident maples. See how well it colors up. And then I did reduce sort of the volume of this. It might be better tighter, but I think it's okay. So anyway, this has been the Bonniwa in the concrete tray. And I developed this concrete tray concept about 20 some odd years ago because we could not always afford the nice ceramic pot. They were quite expensive. Anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.